Welcome back to this Board Game Officer. Today we are doing an unboxing of Middara. This is Act 1. I know Act 2 is coming out and Act 3, but this is Act 1. But the reason I'm doing this unboxing is this is unboxing of the 1.2 version here. Now, as a caveat, this was sent to me for kind of a review, and I'm going to do some playthroughs as well with this. But just so you know that this was sent to me. And also, just so you know, I have played the 1.1 version about 3/4 of the way through, and I actually had a flood in my house, which ruined my 1.1 version, and so they agreed to send me the 1.2 version, and I'm going to do some videos on it. So, let's go ahead and check this out, and I'm actually really excited about this, because one thing that they did in 1.2 is they made this box way, way fatter. Just as a reference here is the old box right here. Now you can't see, but there's a lot of like water damage that I got in here. But as you can see, that difference there. And they added that thickness to the box for the best reason ever: storage. Yes, they have storage in this box now. So Middara was actually one of the first big dungeon crawler that I bought. One of the first, not the first, but towards the first. And it had zero storage in there, like zero. So the fact that we have storage container, storage container, storage container, storage container, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And we have just a divider here. What is this? Yep, just the divider here. That's just the divider. Wow! That is different too from the 1.1. Look at this cardboard thing with all the tokens. That is large. So here we have all of our conditions here. We have some of those conditions. We've got our bulbs and there are a lot of tokens in this game. This is not your small box game by any means, obviously. You don't have a 30-pound game that's small. Here we have some of our tiles, some of our enemies here, there. Here we've got some more there. We've got some of our tokens for our individual characters, and more, just different colored ones there. Oh, these are going to be our enemies. Those actually were ours, our espers that we could summon of those same ones, and those were the enemy espers. Now, we've got more espers and enemies that you could spawn. So also one thing with this game is they've got a handful of your basic miniatures, which we'll see here soon as well, I'm sure. But then the ones that you only see once in a while are going to be cardboard standees. So they've kind of got a little mixture. All your heroes are going to be miniatures, of my knowledge at least. And then the enemies, the major enemies, are going to be miniatures. Here we've got a cool little map here of Middara. I'm guessing this is, city of Elenia. That's kind of like where they start out. Well, not start out. Where is... Man, now if I remember the story. I mean, if you know anything about this game, you know the story is insane. Right? The story is going to be half of the reason why you get this game. Most stories, or most games, I would say is a game first, story second. This one is for sure a book, or game first, book second. Not story, but like a full-on book. Let's go ahead and look at some of these on our close-up camera here. Here we got, I don't remember names. It was a while ago. That I'm going to call my friend out again. My friend Eric, we were playing it, and he bailed on me about 3/4 of the way through. And it was a while ago. So yeah, I don't remember like the specifics here. I do know that this one is Rook here. Come on, focus, dude. There we go. And one thing about this game that I really like you can see, like, yeah, he's gonna be a hard hitter. But you know what? Actually, he doesn't have to be a hard hitter. When I was playing with my friend, he was actually our range character. Right? Because, and that's the one thing that's really cool about this game, is your character build is really anything that you want it to be. And I feel like that is so much fun. Time consuming, very time consuming. I remember the very first time when we were starting to set up our characters, it took a while. So you have to take both with it. It's awesome because you really can choose anything you want, but that means you have to choose everything that you want, right? Kind of like setting up a D&D character, right? You have to go through a lot of the phases and of classes and everything. It's kind of the same idea in the sense of time consumingness of it all. But here we have, oh my gosh, why can't I remember her name now? But there's her. She's a hero there. And we're not going to look at all of these. Just wanted to look at a couple of these. These are dang little buggers that will hunt you down. All right. So there's some basic miniatures here. These miniatures are going to be, right, your heroes, and then also your common enemies that you're going to see a lot. And then you've got some that are your large enemies here. Let's go ahead and go back here just so we can look. But then you've got that little girl up there, sitting on this monstrosity of a thing. So she's pretty cool. So now these ones are not going to be ones you see as often, but they are going to be like main bosses. So we do have that there. As you can see, these are pretty good quality miniatures. I mean, I am not a king of average, right? I'm not going to know the specifics and all the details with that. Oh, they've added stuff to that. Okay. Before this was its own thing, but they added a little compartment tray there. Oh, and there's even, oh my gosh. Guys, this is just incredible. Incredible. All right, then we've got our rulebook here, which is going to be a one hefty of a rulebook. We are at the last page, exactly 100 pages, 101 with the index, which, yeah, you need an index with this hefty of a book. Which actually, I'm surprised that the index is only one page. I feel like the index needs to be 2 to 3 pages with how big this rulebook is. I know Meet Me at the Table did a video of the difference between 1.1 and 1.2. So I'll try to remember to put a link down in the description down below to Meet Me at the Table's video, because he went through and did all the difference there. Because there's a good amount of difference actually between 1.1 and 1.2. A lot of them are actually the cards. I did a unboxing of the 1.2 update pack as well. So if you're curious about that, it was actually a live... Well, I did a video and then I did a live video as well when we went through everything in the box. They do have a foreteller for this game as well, and they're going to continue to have it for Act 2 and Act 3 as well. We've got a little red thing reader, so it reads secrets there. Then we've got, this is going to be like, it's going to tell you, say, you're in a scenario and goes, oh, we're going to have an extra little setup that's not in the main book, and it's going to tell you to go to diagram 8, and it's going to tell you to have this setup, which I do like because it kind of puts a lot more unknown into all the setting up and stuff, because it's not just there in the main book there. Then we've got a bounty pack here. This is basically going to be a little side mission, basically, that you could do throughout the campaign. Then this is going to be your crawl book. This is basically if you don't want to do a large campaign, These are going to be your little one-offs or your crawls, basically. There's the red text there that you're going to move this over so you could read it, so it's kind of hidden until you can go into, which once again, really like that idea. Then we've got our character, our adventure sheet here, not character, but adventure sheet, stuff that we can mark off, our heroes there. Now, onto this hefty boy here. Let's see if we can't open this up. Man, just going through this makes me miss this game. I'm excited to do some playthroughs of this. Oh man, this is some tough sinking paper or plastic. Here we go. Here we have this hefty book here. As this one is 482, if you could see that. 482 pages. And this is just Act 1. Of my knowledge or of my understanding, Act 2 and 3 are about this size put together. So it's a little bit better there. This ring is actually a lot bigger than it was in 1.1, I feel. Because when I'm holding it, like this whole thing collapsed. Like it wasn't big enough to do that, which is super nice. Because then you can really like fold it over a lot easier. Because I know mine kept getting caught actually. So that's actually really nice. A nice change there. If it was a change. Maybe it's just been a while. But, so there's that book there. Now we've got dice. So they did a thing during the Kickstarter with these like fancy dice. Which I actually did buy at PAX U like 2 years ago. Which I really do. They look cool, but they were really hard to read. So I sold them actually to someone. Because they were just too hard to read. But they looked cool. But here we go. Each of these dice have basically different powers. So I think your weakest one are your purple dice. Then it goes white. Then it goes orange, teal, red, something like that. It has it on the back of the rule book. But basically these are going to be, when you get new weapons, you're going to increase your dice with those. Then we've got just the bases to kind of annotate all your people out there. And then your standee holders there. So nothing too crazy with those there. Oh man, this box is so deep and I love it. Like look how organized and nice that is. They even gave us snacks. Look at that. Wait, do you guys see that in the bottom of the box there? Look, if you zoom up really close here, you can actually see that you need to subscribe to Board Game Officer. Haha! Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of stuff. All right, now let's actually look at what's really going on here. So we do have some baggies. This is basically to hold your characters. When you start getting all your characters set up, you're going to put all your cards and everything in here for like a save baggie. Here, I'm actually not sure what we have here. Whoops, we goofed. Oh, this is so they had done all this and then they realized they missed some updated cards for the 1.2. So that's what this is. This is to replace those cards. And then we have the map tiles here. Let's go ahead and open. Oh, guys, I can't believe I didn't bring out my unboxing knife. Hello. I had already taken the plastic off, so I didn't even think about it. This is my unboxing knife here. Because why wouldn't you want a dragon knife for unboxing? But, so we're going to, definitely does need to be sharpened though. But we're going to go ahead and open this up, show some of the tiles here. I actually really do enjoy what they've done with these tiles in general. I mean, as you can see, you've got like some different shiny parts here. On that one, not really. That one, if you could, yeah, there you go. Now you can, like parts of it are shiny. They have a lot of those. The water usually is somewhat shiny. It's a really kind of cool art that they have going on here that I really do enjoy. Oh, I'm mixing all these up. I really shouldn't be doing this because they are numbered and it's nice to keep them ordered. I'll worry about that later. But there are our map tiles there. We just got more map tiles. I'm not going to pull all those out. And more map tiles. We are going to have a lot of cards that, or deck cards that have stop written on it like this. This means that you do not need to open these. Same thing with these guys here. We don't need to open them at all. But let's go ahead and look at some of these cards here. Go ahead and do my handy dandy dragon knife here. So that means that's going to be spoil stuff. Anything in here is not. Every time you kill an enemy, you're going to be able to draw from the loot deck, which gives you so much gold, or it can actually give you actual loot for the monsters or other things. Remy, that's her name. So this is our initiative cards here. These are going to be your heroes to start off with: Remy, Nightingale, Rook, and Zeke. And then these are going to be your basic enemy initiative cards here. Nothing too crazy there. Then here we have our class cards, basically. I don't remember exactly what they call them, but basically they're your classes. So like Subterfuge is a class. And then you have Sanctus and Marshal and Crewer. And the last one is Assemblage. Those are your classes that you can basically learn stuff in. Now this is basically your character customization. As you see, there's level 1. So once you have a level 1, you can go up to a level 2 Subterfuge, which are not in here. But each one, as you can see, all of these are level 1s. So you can pick any of these to start off with. When you start off, they have a certain number that you can take. And they basically cost XP points to take a level 1 versus a level 2 versus a second level 1. So this is to note, all of these are level 1s. That means at the beginning of the game, before anything happens, these are all available to you to start with. How to make that decision, which is why I was talking about before, right? That setup to create the character is very time consuming, but very rewarding, because you can mix and match and do pretty much anything you want to with these, which is very rewarding. I love it so much. It's just time consuming. So let's just look at these here real quick. These are basically going to be your level 4s and 3s. So this is level 3, level 4 Subterfuge, and all of them there. Then we've got some upgrade cards. So these upgrade cards is basically you can attach them to armor, to weapons, depending on what they do here. So like this one is a weapon upgrade. So you can attach this to a weapon and you could exhaust it. When making an attack roll, add +1 to the attack roll. Right? So you can kind of get these little upgrades for a core. So you're going to attach it to your core, which is basically one of the things you could wear. You've got universal upgrades, so you can attach to anything that gives you +1 movement. Right? And each item can only have one upgrade, if I remember right. So when it's universal, you just have to pay attention to what you're doing here. Let's go ahead and look at just a couple of these weapons here, because I absolutely love the art in this game. Well, okay. I'll be honest, I don't love the risque anime art. I'm not a huge fan of that. But what I am a huge fan of is everything else, basically. Like these weapons, like that mask, that Sloane the Great Wall, like a big old shield, like all this stuff I very, very much enjoyed. It's all right up my alley. I really do like all of it a lot. Now let's go ahead and come look at some of these character and enemy cards here. That's what these big ones are. These are going to be your basically hero cards and your enemy AI cards. So that is Remy's card, Nightingale, Rook, and Zeke. And then you've got your Cavesicle. Oh, this is actually a conduit, meaning I'm pretty sure it's assemblage, class ability. I don't think they call them classes. I can't remember what they call them. But you can get it so you could actually, if you defeat a Cavesicle, you could actually turn into a Cavesicle, and you get rid of your card and get this card instead, and you can do their abilities. Super cool. There. So this command, meaning that your heroes can command it. So these are going to be your espers there. Now we go into the intelligence or the AI card. So basically what you're going to do here, if you've never played Middara here, is you basically just go top down. So you gives them some passive abilities, and then you just go from top to bottom and do what you can. So if you can do that one, you just do that one and you're done. Sometimes it'll say, you'll do that whole thing and then it says, and go to the next one. So you actually do more than one, but more general rule of thumb, you just do the first one first bullet point that you can do. And right, like look at all of these different enemies here. They level up, so there's another Cavesicle. But as you can see, they are leveled up there. So like it says, loot level is uncommon. This loot level is mundane. So once you have higher loot, is when they start spawning at higher levels. There's that Merc Hound that can get pretty beastly that I was talking about, the miniature. All right. So there's some of that stuff. What is underneath? We're obviously not going to open that one yet. Oh, we do have some cards underneath there. We've got some more loot cards here. Whoops. And then we've got these tarot size cards here. And these are going to be little games that you could play throughout the campaign. It's going to give you the option to go play Abraxas Battle Dice. And then you've got your player aid card that sits right here. Now these are what they call exalted espers. Basically gives you one ability or passive ability or something that you could do. So instead of having like an esper that controls the side, this just gives you extra abilities. And then these are the different Abraxas dice people you could go against, which you'll learn in the campaign there. All right. So there you have Middara 1.2 unboxing. Let's just make sure here. Let's go ahead and lift this up. Oh, that's actually part of that. Anything underneath? Nope, we are clean. I have found stuff underneath before. There are some games out there, I'm not going to say which ones, but I actually hide stuff under there purposefully, actually. And then some others have been not so purposefully, but it happened. So it does look like they've made these so you might be able to fit sleeved cards because there's some space. So I'm hoping that I can sleeve these and have them still fit in here. Obviously, there is plenty of empty ones that they can put up top as well. That might have to do some cards there too. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and speed up putting this all away. All right. If you're looking at some other dungeon crawlers, go ahead and click the link right here. Figure out other dungeon crawlers that might interest you. And I will see you later.